Welcome to Deltaflauge Outdoors, a podcast brought to you by Julius Craig. Today's episode, just going to be talking about what we're looking forward to for the 2022-23 deer season. Yeah, I know it's early. It's, time this one comes out probably in April, so turkey season. We're planning on doing a little bit of turkey hunting on public land and mainly use it for scouting. A lot of people, I like to scout just year round. I'm constantly scouting, looking to see what we have, to get some type of idea of what's going on. It'll give you a general idea. You may not have them exactly located and they pinpoint them, but you're going to get an idea of that time of year movement, which is going to keep, and the more you do it, note it, put it down, like take notes, like however you take your notes, mental, in a notebook, however. You do that and you continue to do it in different places, because different places are going to react a little different. I'm just going to give you an idea of what's going on. There's a couple public land ones that I want to go to, and I'll do the spring squirrel season. It's like May 7th, 8th, something like that week. I don't have the exact dates in front of me. Sorry about that. We'll go through that. I use that for scouting and take my little boys, probably do a little bit of hunting just to get them out. Just depends on where I go, because you gotta be extremely careful with snakes that time of the year. Just like turkey season, but it's a little worse. We'll go that route. I'll probably scout. Excuse me. I'm gonna be scouting probably mainly more up northwest Louisiana. Never been on Soda Lake. I might go check it out. Like I said, I'm kind of wanting to know what it's like. I know I had a guy that I'm friends with hunt it last year, and he killed a couple deer off of it. Sorry, I moved the mic around a little bit. And he hunted it last year, killed a couple. So I may go look at it. I may not. I'll probably go to vodka, however everybody pronounces it different. So if I go up north, it'll be those two. Check those out for the spring squirrel season, and use that to scout. Then there's a couple other places I'll periodically check to get an idea of what the deer are doing. Because like I said, if we go back to episode 3, maybe podcast number 3, I hunted one of my normal places in late January that I never hunt past October. So totally different. I had to look at everything different because it wasn't the same. I don't know, like I said, everything was different. The deer could see miles, like not miles, but I mean, it was like in the woods. They could just see everywhere because everything was dead. So it gave a whole new, look of the woods that I wasn't expecting, and I should have been. But like I said, that goes into my preparation for the deer season. I did not do a good job this past year of prepping like I usually do and know what's going on. And that's 100% my fault. That's one reason this year I'm putting way more effort into it, because I have goals, what I want to do on public land. Just like I said, I dropped the ball last year, so this year's totally different. I'll be, like I said, this one will come out sometime in April. So it'll be turkey season. I'll be scouting, doing that. And then in May, I'm going to do the squirrel. I'll be in the woods for the squirrel hunt. Not necessarily squirrel hunting, but I'll be there. Because I can, go hog hunting at that time frame and everything else. So may go do that. We, then during the summer, you'll see January, that'll get me through May. So, June, July, August, I'll scout some at different ones. September rolls around, and third week in September, we're bow hunting. So it's really not that far. We're 6 months, somewhere around 100 and today I'm recording this is March 12th. Season open September 18th. So 188, 190 days till bow season. Really not that long, 6 months. And we're a couple weeks out of turkey season now. So, like I said, when this airs, it'll already be turkey season may be over. So we'll spend some time scouting there, and then I'll drop other episodes of how that went. So you figure that wraps us up for April, May. So we're take 2 months off, but we're 4 months from bow season time. Middle of May gets here. So it's really, you have to put work in all year. It's not just, you get guys that, just they get lucky, and that's, and I've been that guy, and I don't want to be that guy. I want to put the work in and get the result of, fruits of my labor. So we'll be scouting and looking for bedding areas, trails, checking the trees to see, because I know one area I hunt, it has what they call, it's like a black locust tree, which is basically those like bean pods, and deer love them, and they come out usually around September. They start falling, but they only produce like every 2 to 3 years. So one of the areas I hunt has a lot of these trees. It's just, I've got to spend the time scouting, and when they're blooming in the summer, to figure out which ones are actually blooming. So that's where a lot of my time will be, on one of the WMAs, because it's got those trees. I'll be checking those. And there's 2 WMAs I plan on hunting this year that I've never set foot on. So got to go check them out. Hopefully gas prices fall a little bit, because make for an expensive deer season. You're looking at, I think right now, somewhere around here in Louisiana, 419 to anywhere from 409 to 429 a gallon for regular unleaded. Diesels over 5. So, if gas doesn't come down, that's going to really affect, I think, a lot of guys hunting and traveling out of state for hunts. So I believe it's going to make like public land get hit a little harder. It's coming from guys that normally wouldn't hit it, that hunt out west or hunt in Missouri. Some of these guys that hunt Mississippi may not make that trip. They'll hunt more local. So I think the last 2 years we've seen an uptick in people on public land, and I think we'll see another one if gas trends keep going the way they're going. I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously I don't want to see a bunch of people in the woods, but it's public land, so it is what it is. Hopefully gas does go back down, because that affects a lot of stuff, and that'll either have guys not going out for far off for hunts, so they're hunting local, and it pushes the numbers up if people are. It affects it where people don't hunt hardly, less people in the woods due to they just don't have the money, which is a whole other issue in itself. And I don't want to go on a tangent about politics and fuel and all that. So we'll go back into, like I said, March is halfway over. April's.
I don't have an answer for that.
Sorry about that. My Alexa started talking for some reason. All right. So like I said, where was I? We're gonna continue to just pound the ground, basically. Foot on the ground, walking, checking, scouting, looking for stuff. Hopefully, everything that I picked up, because a couple of wildlife managements that I normally hunt, I've got some areas that I'm gonna go check, and hopefully what is normally there is there, and I get an opportunity, because I'm gonna put the effort in and the work that I usually put in every year. This past year I didn't, and it, when the only thing I killed all year was a hog, I mean, it kind of tells you I didn't put the effort in, so I didn't reap the benefits. And so we're gonna do that and go from there, and hopefully, we reap the benefits of our, get the rewards of our work. Do your due diligence, you're gonna get hopefully paid for it. So that's what we're gonna go through that. Like I said, my goal this year, September, I'll be hunting the 3rd weekend of September. Spend a couple days, then hopefully first week of October, first few days of October, I want to go to one of the bow hunting only WMAs here in Louisiana and hit it, and just go from there. You know, it's one of those things. Maybe when people listen to this, they can tell me the answer, because it's, or any game wardens listen to it, they can tell me the answer. Game cameras on public land. I mean, you look it up for Louisiana, and Louisiana Sportsman has an article written about how to place cameras on the wildlife management in Louisiana on public land. So some people say it's illegal, some say it's legal. I'd like to hear it out of a game warden's mouth, see what he says, because Louisiana Sportsman promotes it, the magazine promotes it as being legal. But I mean, I'd like to hear it from law enforcement themselves, because you get all this, conflicting answers for anything. Like people talk about, the magazine capacity for hunting here in Louisiana. You have a capacity with your shotgun. With a rifle, there's not one. So if you want to use an AR-15 with a 30-round mag, AR-10 with a 20-round mag, it's perfectly legal. But it's funny to watch people argue about it every year on Facebook. You get these groups, and it's like, you'll have people arguing left and right, and it's like, just call Wildlife and Fisheries. If you're gonna ask the question on Facebook, you should probably just call Wildlife and Fisheries, because you're gonna get conflicting answers, and half the ones giving you answers don't even know the real answer themselves. They're just going off what hearsay. So I recommend anytime you have a question about anything, speak to your game warden, your conservation officer, whatever they call them where you're at, and they can give you an answer. Excuse me, sorry. So I think it'll be a fun deer season, because it's either gonna be jam-packed or less people. Usually where I hunt it, I don't see a lot of people. And I mean, one of the places I hunt in North Louisiana, from where I park at to where I go in the woods to where I go, like the area I like to hunt. And I mean, I hunt several different areas within this area, but the general area that I like to go to is 1.8 miles from where I park at. You don't ever see anybody else. So, because you literally have to walk that far. You cannot, there's nowhere to drive on it. There's no four-wheeler trails. There's no nothing. You walk. So it deters a lot of people, which I enjoy that, because I don't have to worry about anybody else. If I leave something there, it's there. So we'll be hunting it. That's probably where I'm going to go the first week of October, due to the fact that 2 years ago I did my work. I went up there the first week of October. I hunted the first, second, and third day of October. I had 11 does in those first 3 days, all within bow range. But I also had a very large buck on camera that was killed later in gun season on one of the private properties by it, that had between a 22 and 24 inch spread. I had him on camera from the time he was in velvet up. So I put a lot of time in on hunting him. Didn't shoot a doe, like I said, because I had 11 within the first 3 days. Farther shot was like 38 yards. Had one at 8 yards. My fault, I should have shot one earlier in the year, but I was, I got fixated on killing him, and it didn't work out for me. So I won't make the same mistake this year. Yes, I'm hunting for mature deer, and by mature deer, I won't, I'm not going to shoot a little yearling even as a doe. But some of that management, for example, I mean, most of the does up there, you're going to get 2.5, 3-year-old does. They're good. They're it's not a high turnover rate of deer there, like per se of kills. So you get some mature deer, deer that had the opportunity to reach maturity, bucks 3.5, 4 years old. So, and then, so that's just because a lot of people even, it's not going to just go bow hunt it, because that deters them bow hunt only. So I enjoy hunting those style of managements in Louisiana. I know I'm kind of rambling, working on just being able to talk and do. We take a sip of my fountain drink. We're gonna hopefully get some cool things. More people coming on because we've got we've dropped a few episodes with other people on. We're gonna continue bringing some of them back pretty regular. I've got a couple buddies that are gonna start falling in doing podcasts with me. They've just it's hard to get people and get it situated because everybody has lives, and going from there. So we're gonna figure those out to get more people and get different opinions other than mine, and that way we hear somebody other than just me speak. That way it doesn't get mundane. We would love for you to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. It's Deltaflauge Outdoors. Go to on Facebook and go to Deltaflauge Outdoors page and like it. YouTube, we're gonna be dropping a bunch of videos from as we record the podcast. We're gonna drop a video of us sitting in here, whether it's me, other people, whether it's through Zoom, like there's recording that way so that they can see it, and record all that so that we can put all that on Facebook and promote it, but not just Facebook, YouTube, and have videos on our channel of everything where it can be gone back and looked at. We have any scouting trips we make of it be recorded. Hopefully, time this drops, I'll be dropping scouting trip recordings on YouTube. So we'll go from there. And I mean, without y'all's help, can't grow this. Can't bring. I want to know what y'all want. So drop comments, whatever. Like on the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. Let us know, comment, let us know what we're doing right or wrong. We don't care. Just if we need it, wherever we need to improve, we'll improve. If you like something we're doing, let us know. If you don't like something we're doing, let us know. That's on YouTube, on the podcast stuff, on our Facebook page. Just reach out to us, email us. So there's a lot of different ways to get in touch with us. As you can see, we spelled flauge with a U. Just kind of threw that out there when we did it. This name come about 2011, September of 11, maybe. Myself and one of the guys that he'll be on with me, Steven. We kind of come up with a name together. There's alcohol involved, more likely. And then, because I developed a feed, and we came up with a name for the company, Deltaflauge Outdoors. Then we threw the U in there, just shits and giggles. And he had the idea of bringing a camouflage pattern together, and we actually were talking about that a couple nights ago in text. And he still has that, that dream. And we're working on something. Like hopefully, I've got some ideas, and I've sent him some info. We're gonna try and go with a digital pattern when we step forward with it, and it'll be out. Hopefully, we can get it figured out to put it out in a digital platform. But the deer feed was Cajun blend, is what we come up with Deltaflauge Outdoors, and the catch was once you go blend, everything else is bland. So develop the feed, and that was, I didn't want it to be just about the deer feed. We were outdoors because we hunt, we fish, we trap, we do all kinds of stuff, and we didn't want it just to be stuck to an attracting company, a feed company, whatever they want to refer to us as. We want to be outdoors because that's what we like doing. And so that was 2011, 12. Time change, life's changed. Everybody's separated, and I've kept it going, and then stuck back in the really 2016. I moved forward with some, the logo design you see on the shirt, if you can see it, and some other stuff. And I think it'll be the logo design that's in our. Yeah, it is. When you look up the podcast and you see Deltaflauge Outdoors, that picture in it, that's one of the logos we use. I have about 6 or 7 different styles I use. In the videos right now, there's a background behind me of 2 bucks fighting in a sunset with a guy with a bow pulled back, and behind them in the sunset, and it says Deltaflauge Outdoors across the deer. It's been a lot of changes, and a lot of stuff stay the same. So hopefully, like I said, because when we originally started, the camo was a big idea. Excuse me, and we just didn't get it. Hats, we've developed a couple different styles of stuff on hats. I'm moving it so you can see it in the video. You can always go to our face. Nope, can't see it in the video. Yep, there we go. So over here with me now. That's weird. It's one design. The other design, different colors. And if we use a Richardson hat, the 112 is the main one we produce. Like get done. I personally wear like I think it's the 222, just because I like the way I like it better than a 112. 112 is a little cheaper hat, but most people like a 112 more than they do a 222. I'm just different. Have some shirts that we produce. Also, some other, like this is like that we do the polos with the design on them, and we're getting into being able to do the t-shirts, like screen printed stuff with our logo stuff on it. Hopefully some koozies, shot glasses, like you name it. We're gonna try and stick Deltaflauge Outdoors on it, and to create our brand. And I know this episode is way further different than what we started it. And that's just how it is sometimes. So there's gonna be big things coming every day. There's gonna be something. So y'all just hang with us, and you'll see like the change. Everything's gonna get better as we go with everything we do. The recordings will get better, the videos will get better, the merchandise will get better, the website, I'm just working on it. I've got a buddy that I need to speak to because, Brant, yep, I'm gonna drop it again. Brant and his wife Bree, Brant and Bree, make sure if they listen, when they're listening to this, they hear their name numerous times. Brant and Bree know more about websites than me, so I need to get with them to work on some stuff with me there, and get that way we can get the merchandise up on the website and so we can start getting y'all some merchandise and stuff. So stay tuned. There's gonna be huge things coming. With that, I think we'll kind of cut this one short. It's not gonna be very long because I started going off on tangent. So we appreciate you. This is Julius Craig with Deltaflauge Outdoors. It was great talking to you today, and see you next time.